Hello, I'm John Palatiello, Executive Director of MAPPS, the only national association exclusively comprised of private sector firms in the geospatial field. 2012 is the 30th anniversary of the founding of MAPPS. In those years, it has transformed from an organization of a handful of firms originally engaged in aerial photography and photogrammetry to today's broad-based association of more than 170 firms involved in every aspect of the spatial data market. The market today is very different than it was 30 years ago. And that's not by accident. MAPPS has helped shape that market in the federal government, in state government, in the commercial market, and in foreign markets. That wasn't always the case. That certainly wasn't the case 30 years ago. This organization has built the market through its advocacy. We've had to overcome the view that government employees are the only ones that can do mapping and geospatial services. We've had to overcome the idea that prisoners can do mapping and geospatial services. We've had to overcome the idea that university students or university professors should do mapping and geospatial services. And we've had to overcome the idea that contracts for mapping and geospatial services should go to the lowest bidder. This organization has fought and worked hard to overcome every one of those, and we have a healthy, robust, and profitable market in which our members can operate as a result of the efforts of this organization. MAPPS is focused on the private sector. So what we deal with is markets, policy, business opportunities. And so the fact that MAPPS is so focused on the profitability of its member firms, business opportunities for its member firms, the business environment in which our member firms can operate, that's what really has been the strength of MAPPS. Each time we come to a MAPPS summer or winter meeting, it's interesting to look back on the previous 6 months and consider what MAPPS as an organization has accomplished. And at this, our 30th anniversary meeting, is no exception. Let's look back at just what we've accomplished since we were in Phoenix for the winter meeting in January. Congress earlier this year finally passed an FAA authorization bill, and included in that is a provision that calls for the creation of a regulatory system to license civil UAVs. We were successful in making Congress and the FAA aware of the interests of this community in being part of that licensing system so that our members can own and operate their own UAVs. We have also worked with FAA on the issue of the classification of LiDAR and making sure that there is a fair and reasonable regulatory system in place so that LiDAR is not defined as a laser pointer, and our members can safely and efficiently and profitably operate LiDAR collection. We've also been active on the state level. We sent a letter to all 50 governors outlining solid reform initiatives that can be implemented in the geospatial field to make their state governments more efficient. Our Pennsylvania chapter has again been active, and their bill to create a geospatial council has passed the State House of Representatives, and our chapter is now working to secure Senate passage of that important legislation. Our Colorado chapter has worked with the state government to identify training and workforce development funds that are available to our member firms, and they're working with the governor on a job survey to actually try to quantify the size of the geospatial footprint in terms of number of jobs in Colorado. And we have, in recent weeks, launched new chapters of MAPPS in Georgia and Maryland, and there are exciting activities that are taking foot in those two states as well. Finally, we have completed a review by the membership, and we have finalized a document to assist our clients in the federal agencies with developing independent government cost estimates for contract negotiations. And we will be starting an education and workshop program this fall to start helping to better implement qualifications-based selection so that fair and reasonable fees are truly negotiated. That's just in the last 6 months. It's another great record on behalf of MAPPS. I want to thank all the members of MAPPS that have been involved in these activities, who have put their time and talent and effort into promoting their profession and their association. And I want to pay a special tribute to the members of the MAPPS staff for their hard work. Once again, we have a 6-month snapshot of great accomplishments in this organization. Congratulations to all, and best of luck in the future.